In 2008, nearly 30% of voters in the great state of Ohio cast their ballots before Election Day. A third of the electorate in that crucially important swing state voted early in the 2008 election. And of the people who voted early in Ohio in 2008, they favored Barack Obama over John McCain by nearly 60-40. So early voting was a great boon to the Democratic side the last time Barack Obama ran for president. If you're a Republican, you can see the problem here. When the Republican Party subsequently took over control of state government in Ohio, they moved to shut down as much early voting as they could. Ohio Republicans first tried to cut early voting in half. Democrats were able to block them on that. So then they came up with a plan where only Republican-leaning counties would have weekend and weeknight early voting, but Democratic-leaning counties would not have those hours. That was subtle. They didn't get away with that either. Finally, they tried to settle on all the counties in the state having the same early voting hours, but early voting would stop throughout the state days sooner than it usually did. The last 3 days before the election, including the all-important last Sunday before the election, when African-American churches in particular typically organize their souls to the polls carpool trips to bring people to early vote. Ohio's Republican governor and legislature and secretary of state tried to settle on a plan where, yeah, there would be some early voting and okay, fine, it'll be basically uniform throughout the state, but they wanted to cut off those last 3 days. They wanted to cut off early voting before those crucial last 3 days before the election, when something like 100,000 Ohio votes were cast the last time around. They tried to lop off those last 3 days. Well, today, the Sixth Circuit U.S. Court of Appeals blocked Ohio Republicans from doing that. The court today reinstated early voting on the final 3 days before the election. Ohio's Republican Secretary of State Ohio's Republican Secretary of State John Husted responded by saying that he was reviewing the court's decision and, quote, no action will be taken today or this weekend. Yeah, no rush. It's not like there's a big election already underway or anything. It's not like anything hinges on Ohio. Take your time.